Hey guys, and welcome back to the 2 of a K YouTube channel. We're back again with another episode of Think About It Thursdays because we're releasing videos on Thursdays now. And during the first Think About It Thursday, which was about maybe 2 weeks back, we talked about
Breastfeeding.
breastfeeding. Yes,
He used to clean slate for him. He couldn't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. But today we're talking about another unrelated bee of life, and that is Brats.
Brats.
Over the course of our all respective lives, my 28 years and your
55.
55
Another glorious year. 55 glorious
55
years.
years.
Marvelous years. Wonderful.
we've all
So
encountered a lot of brats.
Of course,
And
yes.
I assume in today's video we will be talking about our opinions on brats.
Our opinion.
The
Our
different
opinion. It's
types of
personal
brats.
opinion. People might not agree with us, but our opinion.
Different
we need
types
to
of
add-
brats.
We need to add me, Puni,
And
that we are re-recording this.
Yes. We are
Because-
re-recording it because our censor board, which is Nitin Joseph,
Nitin Joseph
yours
here.
truly Nitin Joseph, decided it was too controversial.
Yes, we had pretty
We were pretty
extreme
open,
views about
pretty
it.
frank. We were open about it. Our views about
I mean, the openness wasn't too
brats and
much.
how they should be
The
dealt.
openness wasn't the issue. It was the examples, the live examples that you gave that were a bit
Yeah.
concerning.
So okay. Anyway, he felt it was too controversial, too sensitive to discuss. So click, nip, nip.
So now we're re-recording this video about brats. We'll be
Brats.
discussing our opinions on them. And if you want some PG ways on how to deal with them, all right?
What's PG? Parental guidance. Oh, what's PG? Is it too much?
Not
Parental
let's keep the stuff from how things were dealt with in the 80s and the 90s.
Okay.
Only the way that maybe 2000s parents, modern day parents were a little bit more sensitive about the way they deal with their kids, can discipline and
But see, we were the 90s parents.
yeah,
Correct?
exactly.
We became parents in 90s.
We did an excellent job.
There's no denying that, but at the end of the day, what you did back then
No, but
is
the way,
probably
look at the way
not.
he's talking. It's as though we beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not so much, but I mean.
Okay, we are just giving our. So basically, we are giving our opinion. What
Yeah,
we feel,
pretty
what
much.
we are, what we feel about brats, what we define as bratish behavior,
And how to deal with it, but
how-
not
how
going
we-
into the garden.
not going into the yes, not going to the details.
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to stress more about the importance of discipline. I mean, and we're not talking advocating physical violence.
Fair
Not
enough, fair
violence.
enough.
Violence is not the physical disciplining, but the importance of disciplining and how many parents don't do it at all.
Okay.
The lack of discipline.
Absolutely.
The
Alright.
absolute lack.
There
of
is
discipline.
this attitude that you shouldn't. They will. I don't know what. Do they think that they just grow out of it, or
Yeah,
if you
sometimes.
discipline them or correct them, then it affects their growth or what? I really don't know what is the logic behind.
Okay, so let's get into the thick of things. We'll start off by asking the two twins, what in your opinion is a brat? How would you define a brat?
How would I define a brat?
1,000 years later.
Okay, we all have our personal views. Okay, first and foremost, we should. I mean, when we think of brats, we only think of kids, but you can have adults who are also
Yeah, absolutely.
big brats. I mean, anybody who's badly behaved,
Badly behaved. Exactly.
and it can be like throwing a tantrum.
Unreasonable behavior.
Yeah.
Now what? Okay, fine. We have to define that.
I mean, for me, in kids, when I would see like kids throwing a tantrum, like shouting, like throwing themselves on the floor, and
Screeching.
Yeah,
Because they just want
I mean,
to have their way.
I'm not supposed to be actually saying what I want to do to them, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Those are brats.
Yes, but that is
One form of
Yes.
bratish behavior.
for me. Brats are also rude.
Who are not respectful
Yes,
towards anyone, whether it's their what was that? Their peers and especially their elders.
yeah. And I mean, those demanding kind of children who want anything and
Everything. Yes.
to happen. Like, like right now, I'm not able to I've met a number of brats in my life, and I'm not able to
Elucidate.
Yeah. Ooh, somebody's got her words right. Yeah, so I'm not able to like, but yeah, in kids, it's basically bad behavior in terms of tantrums, being demanding, and and if the demands are not met,
Throwing tantrums,
then
being rude behavior, being loud and noisy where not required
Yes,
to be,
yeah.
and
don't you think all brats, I feel, have this? It stems from having this feeling of
entitlement. Yes.
I mean, I'm entitled to this.
Yes.
I think for me that's what. And in adults, I would say, okay, again the types, I guess, who will throw tantrums or whatever. But yes, entitled people who feel entitled.
Basically, people who think their way is the best, is the right way,
yeah.
and that's the only way. They will not see reason. It has to be their way, and if it's not their way, then of course, in adults, I don't know how exactly it manifests the behavior. But brats are unreasonable,
Okay.
rude,
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful,
Yeah.
entitled,
Mm-hmm.
have that sense of entitlement. Yeah, not entitled.
Entitled.
Feel entitled.
Yeah.
And yes, what else? I think that's kind of sums it up, no?
Yeah. I mean, I would rather talk about what I would like to do to them. But since we are not.
He asked us the question to define brats. We've
Yeah.
done that.
Okay.
Now, next question:
Okay.
how do we deal with them? Is what you're going to ask?
Probably. Okay, so the next question is, given the respective generations we grew up in, how were you dealt with if you were a brat, or if anybody was a brat in your age group? And how, I'll answer how we were dealt with if I was a brat or if somebody else was a brat in our age group.
So now, let me make one thing clear. When we say brat, we mean someone who is not someone who's like occasionally throwing a tantrum or occasionally behaving badly.
They're perpetually.
They're perpetually. So
Yeah.
basically, a brat is what is the end product of not being disciplined.
Disciplined.
Okay, so when you say how you were dealt with when you were a brat, you were never a brat. Okay,
Well,
you will throw a tantrum.
Yeah, and you were dealt with swiftly,
Yeah,
and
so-
you learned a lesson from that.
Yeah, correct. You will not repeat that behavior
Yes.
again. So I won't say that you were a brat. I'm not. So for us, a brat is not someone who like occasionally throws a tantrum or behaves bad.
But that was
It
nipped
is-
in the bud.
Yeah, that's true. So that's what I'm saying. So when there is a lack of discipline, is what leads to the creation of a brat.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Fair enough.
So I think you'll have to reword that question.
Okay.
We were never brats.
Yeah,
We were never allowed. We never grew up to be brats.
We would never dream of becoming brats or being brats. Should I word the?
There was no
should I-
scope for it.
Yes, no scope
Okay,
for it.
let's
I can't
put
use
it
the
this way.
word.
Okay.
If there were brats around you, if you were a brat,
Our time.
in your time,
Ooh.
how exactly would your parents have dealt with you?
If we were, so again, like since we said, a brat is someone who's been allowed to behave badly
Yes.
without being disciplined. But okay,
On the odd occasions.
so let's say that okay, in our case, that there was no chance of that. But let's say if Kavi auntie or Mani Chacha or I had thrown a tantrum, I still remember Sims Park in Kunur. We had gone as maybe one of those boring
How old
picnics.
would we have been?
We would have been in third or fourth standard, like 8 years or 9 years old.
Okay.
Okay, and I still remember we were walking in Sims Park. I think just decided one of those times to go for not a picnic, but it was boring and it was a little tiring. And I think I wanted to be carried.
Well,
or
not
something.
at that age. That's what I was saying. I was thinking. I knew what story she was going to tell. That was earlier when we were in 1974.
Okay,
In
Wellington again. Okay,
Kunur.
yeah,
that this happened,
fine.
and she
wanted to be carried.
She wanted to be carried. Parents refused.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and I started making a fuss. I started
And
crying.
she threw a tantrum and she just stood her ground.
Yes,
And Apacha just said, "Keep walking." And Mani Chachan, the brother, the older one, our brother, he started panicking because we were walking away from her. And Upton said, no, she is not going to be carried. Keep walking. And he panicked. And then finally, she came running. And that was how it was
Dealt with. That is one of the mild. But actually, Upton has never raised his hand on us.
Yeah, I mean,
Because we never behaved badly. I mean, because
because
he was stern.
Yeah, he was firm with
yes, firm with
Right,
us.
but-
He wouldn't
So that
tolerate
was-
bad behavior.
That's fair enough. I'm saying if you were brats. I'm not asking about what happened.
So that was one instance of how that was
Yeah.
dealt with.
That was how it was dealt with.
Yeah, and if I think,
Let's
if
say
the
that
bad-
behavior had continued.
yeah, I think we would have
There would have
been.
been, I think there would have been a slap or something on the
Okay.
face. Yes.
And the intention, I think my father's I remember Upton's point when disciplining was, even when you hit, don't hit with the intention of hurting the child. It was not like, hard and make it painful. No. Hit because the child should feel it. Should take it.
Feel it. I mean, hit hard enough for the child to feel it.
Feel it. But not like,
Not to like actually physically hurt.
Yeah. So yeah, Upton was very particular about that, and stop with one.
Yeah,
Was his
yes.
thing. I remember when if there was any instance. I mean, there were some. I can actually remember 2 occasions when that happened. One was because I lied, which I was quite
Proficient in it.
notorious for, and I think my father knew it. So that was one occasion, and the other time was because he didn't like things being wasted. So
Yeah.
just 2 occasions, and I remember both times it was more we were upset not because it hurt, but it
But
was because
he
he hit.
hit.
Okay, so we were so used to Amichi yelling at us, our mother, but when Upton hardly ever disciplined us. I mean, in the sense,
I don't think we ever gave him an opportunity.
there was no reason to discipline, but when he did it, and the reason why we
It was-
behaved well was because we knew
Yeah.
the consequences of bad behavior.
His
So-
disciplining was effective.
Yeah, yes.
Not harsh, but effective.
very effective.
Okay.
And like you said, if we continue to behave bratishly, we would have, it would have been just
We would have got whacked.
nipped in the bud. We would
Yes.
have got a tight one.
We would have got it.
Yes.
So physical reprimanding was
Oh yes.
allowed. back
We
in the day.
hardly got
Yes.
it, but it was allowed. It was fine,
Mhm.
and it was acceptable. There was nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, it's not like
nothing-
us children also felt that, no, not
Yeah.
like that.
This is wrong.
I mean,
or
in
something.
this day and age, I think a lot of kids are a bit more self-aware about the repercussions for parents if they resort to physical reprimanding.
Yeah, which is a little
Wherein,
sad.
I mean, you keep seeing videos of people talking, or kids particularly saying, if you hit me, I'll call child services.
Does that
Like
exist
that.
here in India?
I don't
think
know.
so, maybe.
I really don't
I don't
know.
know.
But I would hope so, in the sense that if there are actually parents being incredibly violent with their
Oh
children,
yes, that no, no,
That's-
that
yes,
is
there is
yes,
there is a
There
service
are-
they
there
can
are
call
parents who are doing
in order
this.
to help
That is
themselves or
abuse.
whatever.
That is
that
abuse.
is categorized as not discipline but
Yeah.
That
abuse.
is abuse.
But
That
I
is
would
child
hope
abuse.
such a service is there.
Should be there.
Yes,
That
yes,
is
it was
the
there.
service.
Yeah, in your day and when you were kids, the option of physically reprimanding your child
Yeah, it was,
was
considered-
not looked upon poorly.
No, it was
No,
considered
no.
absolutely normal.
And I'm sure there would have been a lot of abusive situations
Mhm.
for a lot of families
Yeah,
where children were
yes.
being put through hell. I guess nothing was done about it back then because everybody just thought that it is
normal.
Normal.
something that's just happening within the
Yeah.
4 walls of your house and you're being disciplined for something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, in my situation also, and I'm sure my cousins also can agree with me.
You've got
I've been hit maybe twice
twice. Yes.
in my lifetime as a child.
Yes.
The first time was by Amma because I had drawn out 11 pages of my rough book.
Yeah. And this is
So I
despite
Despite being told
told
not to,
several times,
that this is meant for rough
not to
work
do
in
it, not
class.
to do it, not to do it. So
I
that's
was
you're trying to control the behavior
I
that
think
way,
it was
and that didn't work.
a bamboo cane.
Yeah, bamboo
Yeah,
cane.
bamboo cane. I got whacked 11 times on my palm for that.
Oh wow. Okay.
For the 11
And the
pages that
other situation was, I think I was maybe 8 or 9. in Andaman and Nicobar Islands.
Okay.
I was really into drawing something to the point where I basically forgot to go to the toilet. And I peed a little bit.
Which was the story of his life for a good number of years, Nitin Joseph. Yes.
And Appa wasn't too pleased and he slapped me.
Oh.
So that were the two. Those are the
But
two
see,
times.
but that is not for That's got nothing to do with bratish behavior.
Yeah.
That was disciplining. Okay, you were being you drawing in pages after pages, even after being told several times. I won't call it
But
bratish
I mean,
behavior.
that is the start of bratish behavior, right? Doing
Yeah, I mean,
things
if it wasn't,
that
yeah,
you
that-
are
if it's
not told.
correct.
Yeah.
Doing
not
things
for
doing
you
things
told.
after you've told several times not to do it.
Yeah.
That is the start of bratish behavior.
Yes, absolutely.
So in a sense, yeah, you nipped it at the bud back then.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did it get nipped? I think he was still drawing.
I mean, I was drawing,
that's
but I was
drawing
not
on
peeing in my
books.
pants.
In his textbooks and all, you would see.
That's doodling.
Doodling, exactly.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Doodling.
That was something else
Okay,
entirely.
fine.
Say
Oh,
something.
yes, please.
It's all in the genes. Master doodler.
That's true. I told him
sorry.
I had accepted that.
That was a fair
Classes which were absolutely boring, Hindi,
point. Yeah.
I would doodle.
But
Yes.
these are things also I found out years later, Kavya.
Yeah.
Like a lot of subjects that I struggled with, Abba also struggled with, and
Okay.
I still got shouted at by Abba.
But
when I
mind you,
struggled
so
with
we are
those
going
subjects.
off track. But the only class where I used to doodle was Hindi. I couldn't understand a word of maths that the teacher was teaching me. I would try my level best to pay attention and lose it,
Yeah.
but I would never doodle.
Okay.
Just stay focused because the teacher was super strict. So
Okay.
you just pretend that you know what's going on and
Yeah.
understand. So doodling was only in Hindi class, whereas for you, if it was boring, any class we were doodling, correct?
Yeah, it was doodling at one point, and then after I got into football, I would just write down football teams.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Anyway, we were going off track. So
Yeah.
basically, what was
so
your question?
basically, in your day and age, physical reprimanding was allowed.
Considered normal.
In my lifetime as a child, in the beginning of it, it was allowed. Towards the end, or towards the middle and towards the end, it was more of taking things away in order to teach people to
Yes,
improve
yes.
behavior.
So that's it. That is, I don't know whether, I think there must be parents who are still hitting their kids, disciplining in that
For sure,
way. I think
yeah.
there is still.
Cheers to them.
It's just that we as parents,
Okay.
we as parents didn't feel the need to hit every time. And just like our parents,
Yeah.
Appachi Namachi not every time hit. No, there was always a stern voice or a stern warning, or they would raise their voice
Yeah.
to discipline
So
us.
I'd say
So
we
it's
can.
not that it is something this generation,
Yeah.
that generation.
Yeah,
nothing
we
like
can come to the conclusion that throughout our two respective childhoods, it's hitting and physical reprimanding was only a last
that. Last resort.
resort.
Yes.
And at least in Ashwin Kiran's case, I remember the one odd occasion where I had to like threaten with severe consequences if the bratish behavior continued. But otherwise, I have disciplined them, with physical reprimanding, and that was only because when I would end up teaching them for their respective exams and stuff like that. And that I will definitely say that happened, but never for only the one odd occasion I remember for bratish behavior, where I didn't do anything, but I promised.
I think that is fine.
The consequences
The
will be bad.
threatening
this
consequences
continues.
is
Absolutely.
If
completely
the
fine.
behavior continues.
Yeah.
And I guess he knew I would.
I mean, I know
Carry it
I know a lot of people today who tell me if they ever have kids that they won't resort to shouting or threatening their kids, and of course they say that never going to hit them.
Personally feel that's
I
a wrong
feel
approach.
if I think threatening consequences is completely fine, because if they don't know there is something bad at the end of their bad behavior, they're
Yeah.
never going to change.
They're never going to change.
If you
have to
keep
draw a
telling
line
them they'll
somewhere.
grow out of it, or don't do it, it's not nice, it's never going to work out.
No.
they're just going to take advantage of that little kindness that you're showing them or whatever it is. So I'm totally fine with threatening consequences. And if it's a very extreme behavior, I kind of agree. Maybe one back is
I don't see anything wrong with
Well,
that.
And to all these friends of yours who have made this
Statement.
okay, obviously they've gone through something and they have decided this is what I'm going to be. I made those dialogues when I was in my
Yes.
when they grow up. I'm not going to be like after them about their studies, and I just did the opposite. Okay, but having said that, there are people who stick to what they say. So yeah, they might not end up disciplining their children and whatever. But to those kind of parents, I want to say you do that within the four walls of your house. Do not expect your the rest of the world.
Yes. The rest of the world to be as forgiving and as understanding.
To have that same attitude
Same
towards your
attitude.
kids when they are being brats.
Yes.
Mhm.
So these very same children, if they are not being disciplined in their house and are their bratish behavior is considered as normal, it's not going to be. They are not going to be totally different when they step out. They're
Yeah.
going to do the same thing outside, which we've seen. Okay, so
Yeah.
you don't. That is not right. You, as parents, you cannot think that the rest of the world will have to just
Mhm.
bear with that.
Yeah, if you
Be
do,
as understanding and as nobody is going to.
if you do, you're setting them up for
Yeah.
Difficult
massively
difficult life.
I think in those situations also it kind of falls on the parents as well. The parents are so blind as to how irritating they are being to everybody around them that they just think it's normal kid behavior and they're like, oh, they're just kids, it's fine.
Exactly.
And there are lots of them
Lots
like
of
that.
them.
I think in those situations also, I wouldn't say the onus is on the people getting irritated to tell the parents, listen, we don't like this crap. Keep your kids away from us, or we're going to do, or
No, we
we're just
can't
not,
do anything.
we're just not going to invite you ever again, or whatever this stuff.
Yes,
I mean, I guess that's
I think-
that
I
is
think
how-
that blunt
that's a good way to
approach-
deal with. That's a good way
I think
to deal
being
with.
blunt, and I think a lot of people are not straightforward with what they like
Yeah,
and
everybody
dislike
likes to be
nowadays.
polite.
Everybody likes
wants
to be
nice,
polite.
be
Yes.
polite, keep very cordial relationships
Correct.
with everybody. I think just being blunt, saying, listen, I don't like your kid. Your kid irritates me. Your kid irritates the people around them.
Yes.
Either leave them at home and come hang out with us, or deal with them, make sure they're disciplined, and then come back.
Absolutely. That's a nice way of putting
That's-
it. That's a beautiful.
That's a little
that's a
difficult
correct
for
way.
adults to do it.
Yeah.
But what I like about
I
kids
don't
is,
think it should be difficult, Kavyani.
No,
I mean,
but-
you're an adult. You don't have time to deal with other people's problems.
true, but when you're thrown into that situation, sometimes you hesitate to, like you think, are you being rude or whatever? But
So maybe-
actually,
no.
it makes sense to
Yeah.
do that.
Or maybe you shouldn't say anything then. For the next few occasions of parties or functions that you have, you don't call them.
And then
If by chance the person asks why, what happened, then you let them know.
Yeah.
See, this is
anything.
But
I mean, just deal with
I
it.
don't know. I still feel
I mean-
that approach is a little underhanded.
Whatever. Okay, fine.
I think it's
Everyone
more-
has their
all-
own way.
Yeah, I think it's
Everyone,
more
as
rude.
long as all roads lead to Rome. Yes. As long as
Yeah.
all roads lead to discipline.
Fair.
That way I feel kids who are, brats and not disciplined at home, step out into the world. Your own peers will do an excellent
Yes.
job of. You're not going to get away with
That's
that
true.
in school or anywhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that will be dealt with. Yeah. What do you do?
Unless, of course, you go to some fancy school where
Everybody
even
is a
teachers
brat.
cannot discipline and
No,
the
I
students
think-
are rude to the teachers.
I think if you
Yeah, there are.
see, but like you said, brats are not just brats to their elders; they're brats to their peers as well.
So the peers
So
will
they
give it to
will
them.
come.
Peers will-
those
yeah,
What
brats.
can you
Correct.
complain about a child who is
Yeah.
not tolerating your child's
Yes.
bratish behavior? You can go after the adult, saying that
Yes.
the teacher cannot.
Correct, correct.
That's not how you discipline my child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't do anything about another child.
Those brats at some point in time will meet other brats who are
Yeah.
bigger and stronger than them.
Maybe,
And
yes.
just tell them, yeah, listen, I don't give a crap about what you're
Or
doing.
possibly not even brats who are bigger and stronger, but
Just general
people
yeah.
who will not take.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we didn't. When
We
we
didn't.
had. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say all brats actually even. I would say many brats actually even become bullies.
Bullies also.
Yeah. Because they have got away with a lot of
I mean,
bratish behavior at
We've
home.
already shot about bullies,
Yeah.
so we will get into
Yeah.
the bullying thing.
So how smoothly
Later.
it flows.
Yeah.
From breastfeeding
You
to brats,
breastfeed, you
to brats
breastfeed,
to
you
brats.
breastfed your brats, and the
I-
brats have
Oh
become
my
bullies.
Oh,
Beautiful,
man.
beautiful.
Okay.
I love the flow. I love the flow. Yes. The connection we've made.
Yes.
So, I mean, would you say we've kind of sort of determine how brats should be dealt with.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
we are talking about children, but I don't know
Yes.
what do you do about adults?
Adults.
Cut them off. Cut them off from your life.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a fair point.
Which is what people will be doing.
Yeah.
Most people will be doing.
Once psychologically, I think once they reach the stage of adulthood and they are still brats, it's very difficult to change that
Yeah.
kind
Yes.
of behavior. Almost impossible. So I think the only option then, is to cut
You
them
avoid them. That's it.
away.
For me, brats as adults are people who refuse to take responsibility
For their actions.
for their actions. Generally, people who have this attitude that it is the rest of the world's fault.
Fault.
Like,
Correct.
and
They are never at fault.
they're never at fault.
And their bad behavior is not bad behavior. Whatever that behavior is, it's justified.
Yeah.
It's
At
absolute.
the end, bratish behavior ends up in an adult as narcissism, basically.
I guess so.
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
I would say narcissists are
Brats.
and and then anybody and for me, adults who set out to make another person's life miserable, whether it's in words or in actions, whatever. He's that person, he or she is a brat behaving bratishly, because you need to respect another person's feelings,
Hmm.
and in a way he's a bully also.
Yeah.
He or she is a bully. So there we go.
Once again, we touch upon bullies, which come.
The next video will be about bullying, guys, and that is something we have already pre-recorded. Hope you guys enjoyed this discussion about brats and how to deal with them,
I did.
how
I
they
enjoyed
were dealt with.
I put up elaborate.
And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah.